I learned about IASIS microcurrent neurofeedback from a good friend of mine, a doctor named Bob Rosen. And he's a friend with Barry Bruder, who, of course, has developed IASIS to what it is today. And Bob knew that I had experienced traumatic brain injury and that I suffered from PTSD. And he felt that the IASIS treatments might benefit me. Prior to my first IASIS treatment, the symptoms that I was experiencing were your classic PTSD symptoms. I had a lot of anger issues, a lot of the activities that I'd enjoyed prior to suffering traumatic brain injuries and PTSD, skydiving, scuba diving, motorcycle riding, things like that I used to love to do, I no longer wanted to do. Any type of activity that involved a group of people, I didn't want to partake in it because I just felt very uncomfortable around people. And the anger, I was just angry all the time about everything for no apparent reason. And then after I received my first treatment, and also I might add that I had severe migraine headaches. I would get 2 or 3 of those a week sometimes. And the actual evening that I got my first IASIS treatment, I was experiencing a migraine headache. And Barry came to my home. He explained the apparatus to me and what I would, what was going to happen to me as far as the treatment. And then he administered the treatment, and it only took about 20 minutes. And then after he left, it was late in the evening. I went ahead and went to sleep. I had the best sleep that I've had in probably 5 or 6 years. The migraine headache abated. And the next morning when I woke up, I literally felt like I was an 18-year-old kid that just got handed the keys to a new Ferrari. I was just in an unbelievably good mood. Every morning when I would wake up, I would have severe pain in both of my feet, my ankles, my knees, my hips, and my lower back. It literally felt like somebody had been beating me with an axe handle while I was asleep. So probably for the first 5 or 10 minutes when I would wake up every morning, I would limp around until I could basically, bust the rust off of my joints. At least that's what it felt like. That morning after the first IASIS treatment, there was absolutely no pain in my body. So the migraine headaches, I have not had a single migraine headache since that treatment, which is almost 2 years now. I haven't had any of those pains in my body since that evening. I sleep much, much better. My anger issues have pretty much gone away. And I might add that I have a 6-year-old and a 4-year-old, two very active boys. And these two can destroy anything at any given time, which would definitely amp up your anger. And even with that, I just, I take it all in stride. So it's literally been a life-changing evolution for me to undergo IASIS treatments. Well, if I were to walk into a room with a large assembly of general officers and medical professionals from Navy medicine, and I had 2 minutes to tell them about IASIS, I would obviously explain to them what my situation, my personal situation was both before and after the IASIS treatments. But more importantly, I think people, you can tell them something and they'll understand it, maybe. But if they see it, they will believe it. And so I would say give us 10 or 12 or 20 of your worst case patients, guys that have traumatic brain injuries, guys that are dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder, guys that are having suicidal thoughts. Give us those guys for 4 weeks or even 5 weeks, and you'll see an unbelievable difference in their quality of life, their general attitude, and coincidentally, and that of course would be a safety and welfare of the men type situation. But as an added bonus, their operational capability would increase. Their marksmanship would get so much more focused. their ability to stay awake longer periods of time because their body's more well rested. Just unbelievable difference in their performance. And that's on top of correcting whatever issues they have coming into the treatments. If you were to be able to provide IASIS treatments to frontline operators, guys that are going to go into harm's way, and they're trained as well as they can be, you can take them even a step beyond that by giving them the IASIS treatments. Any stress that they're feeling will pretty much wash away. Their focus will become laser-like. Their abilities to think and process will speed up. Even their vision, I've experienced that my vision has improved from using IASIS treatments. So you can take somebody that's playing at the professional level and make them into an all-star level performer. Do I believe that the families could benefit from IASIS treatments, the families of the returning warriors? That's a no-brainer. It's absolutely true. Because the wives and the children, the mothers, the fathers, the brothers and sisters of these patriots that serve our country, they deal with the stress of seeing their loved one going through these particular maladies that they're having. And so as an adjunct, they also are suffering. And IASIS can really work for anybody. In fact, anecdotally, a friend of mine who was experiencing PTSD had a dog that was very high strung. And we gave the IASIS treatments to the dog, and the dog immediately responded. You could tell that it's even effective on animals. With regards to the question about the University of California at San Diego running an extensive study on how IASIS treatments affect individuals that have traumatic brain injuries and post-traumatic stress disorder, and the fact that we're just running up against a brick wall getting individuals that have those symptoms to volunteer to undergo the study, to me it's mind-boggling. And I don't necessarily think that these people are wearing their injury as a medal or a badge of honor. I think that they've had just such a horrible experience dealing with military medicine and then the Veteran Affairs medical department and any of the state or city or county provided medical outlets that they have. I think they're so disappointed and so felt as if they've been let down that they don't want to go down another dead-end road. And the thing I would say to them is, this is going to cost you absolutely nothing other than an hour or two of your time once a week or every other week. You're going to come in and sit down in a room, answer a few questions, and then literally you're going to sit there for less than a half hour while the technicians hook the wires up to the back of your neck and the top of your head. You could read a book, you could watch TV, you could even take a nap while this is going on. And you don't even feel anything while it's going on. And afterwards, it will suddenly come to you how much better you feel. And the more treatments you get, the more effective it is. Who in their right mind wouldn't want to take the golden, if there was such thing as a golden pill that could correct pretty much everything, and it was given to you for free, who wouldn't take it? Well, Barry, to answer your question about the veterans that have the opportunity to receive the treatments but choose not to or don't know about it, I would implore you to do it for yourself first and foremost. But if that's not enough to get you to do it for your fellow servicemen, your brothers that you served with, your sisters that you served with, and do it for your family and the people that surround you. Don't be selfish, because even though you're suffering, you're not the only one that's suffering. All those around you, whether you realize it or not, they're suffering because of your suffering. So if nothing else, do it for them. I mean, hook them up. Get yourself some treatments, get yourself back on the right track, and you'll see the people around you will start to blossom as well. Well, if there's anything I want anybody to know, it's that despite the fact that I've been accused of being roguishly handsome and contemptibly confident, I'm really a nice guy.